At this time, I'll call to order the December 15th, 2025 County Council meeting. Our first order of business is to recognize the Honorable Andy Litton from District 2 for the invocation and Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you for all that you've provided for us and for just giving us the wisdom and guidance to do the things that we need to do. Let us remember what we're all here for, to do the will of the people and to follow your will. And let us also remember the reason that we have this ability through the sacrifices of Jesus, your Son. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One of the first things that we're going to do on the agenda tonight is to call up folks who have been selected to serve on our boards and commissions to be sworn into office. When I call your name, if you'll please come forward and stand in front of the podium, and our county attorney will make his way up there to swear you into office. Andy Jones and Glenn Burnett, both with the Board of Disabilities and Special Needs, District 1 and 7. Kalia Jamrock, Building Board of Appeals. Jack Allen, Oakdale Fire Tax District Board. James Fitzpatrick, Culture and Heritage Commission, District 7. Edward Stewart, Culture and Heritage Commission, ex officio. And Zach Williams, Catawba Regional Workforce Investment Board. And as you make your way forward, gentlemen, we do want to say thank you on behalf of council and everyone, all of our citizens in York County, for your willingness to serve and to do so on a volunteer basis. We appreciate the time and effort that you put into that. It's critically important for the community that we have folks like you stepping up to do this job. Thank you.
Solemnly swear that I am duly qualified to perform the Constitution of this state, to exercise the duties of the office which I have been appointed, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties thereof, preserve, protect, and defend Constitution of this state, and of the United States. So help me God. Thank you all. Congratulations.
We do have one appearance tonight, and that is for council and staff to recognize Alan Horton for his service and retirement with York County.
All right. Good evening, Council. Thank you for providing this opportunity to recognize and congratulate Alan Horton on his recent retirement from Public Works, specifically in the equipment maintenance. Alan's been a longtime employee, 23 years of York County, started in collection and recycling as a mechanic just for a short time, and then moved on to the equipment maintenance, where he's been turning wrenches for 23 years. So mostly working in heavy duty, I believe. So keeping all of our equipment maintained so our the rest of the county can do their jobs and serve the citizens. I will say, as you know, we got together as a county and developed these core values. Alan has represented these values that were adopted by council for the 23 years that he has been here. He's always the first to show up, but talking to some of his colleagues and his direct supervisor, always willing to lend a hand, not just in work, but in personal life, helping out where he can. So you're really going to be missed, and we really appreciate your service to the county. I know Alan is joined here tonight by his wife, and Michelle, and his son Max, who are both county employees as well. So the whole family serves. So we appreciate all their service. And I asked Alan what he's going to be doing as he goes on, and no plans. Sometimes that's the best, I guess. Live it day by day and see what happens. Enjoy it with family. So appreciate your time. I know you wanted to maybe say a few words.
Just thank you so much for the county. It's been a long time, but it's been a long journey. I've enjoyed it. Met a lot of good people over the years. The county has a lot of good people that work with them. This is an amazing place. It's changed a lot over the years, and I've seen it, but it's changed for the good. And I hope it continues to do for all these years. Again, my plans is just to stay with my grandkids as much as possible and wear Gunsmoke out every day if I can. And thank you all again very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Alan, on behalf of the council, we want to say thank you for your 23 years. That's a long time to work in one place, and folks aren't staying in the same place like they used to. And so we do appreciate your dedication and loyalty to our community. We certainly wish you well. We hope that you find something good to do in the time of retirement, and we wish you well.
Thank you all so much. I sure appreciate everything, and I'm sure I'll find something in good time, but no time soon. Thank you all.
We move now to our public forum session. This is an opportunity for folks in our community to address council. Just a reminder that it is not a chance to ask questions, so a lot of times folks will get up here and ask a question and wonder why we don't respond back, because that's not what this period is for. It's to give individuals who sign up ahead of time a couple of minutes to address council, to share with us any concerns, and for us really to sit and to listen to what you have to say. I've looked through the list. It doesn't look like anyone has signed up for any of the public hearing items. That is one of the things that we request, is if you are here to speak and it is on a public hearing item, then we ask that you keep your comments relegated to the time, for the public hearing time to speak. But it looks like most folks have signed up for things that are not public hearing items. Keep our comments to the issue at hand and not personal attacks. We appreciate folks sticking to that. First individual, when you come up, if you'll please give your name and address before you start speaking, and if you'll pay attention to the screen, it will tell you when your time is up. And if you don't notice it, I will let you know when your time is up. First is Johnny Nealons.
Johnny Nealon, 719 Wilmouth Road. Tonight I'll be speaking as a board member of the HBA of York County. I've sat back and listened to this organization be vilified long enough, so let me clear up a few things with facts. Under Mr. Pruner's leadership, we have raised money to contribute to many local charity projects, such as Sacred Hearts Ministry, the Children's Attention Home, Special Olympics, Toys for Happiness, just to name a few. We also support the Biblical Studies Release Time program that gives children of the Clover School District the opportunity to leave school campuses on a bus to a different location to hear the good word of Jesus. Common theme here is children. The HBA also helped fund the building of a new home for a family of 6 that lost their home here in Rock Hill. That's what the HBA does. Now, a few things we do not do. We do not make large contributions to politicians. We do not write motions for council members. We do not insult people about their appearances or otherwise, especially you council members. However you fall on this impact fee, I will respect your decisions, and I want you to know I appreciate each and every one of your time and attention. It's okay to disagree. I do not participate in any sort of social media, but somehow I still see it. I would like to apologize on behalf of the folks in Clover. The terrible comments and illustrations I've seen aimed at you all are uncalled for, remedial, and downright sick. I can assure you it doesn't represent who we are in Clover. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. Matthew Jones.
Good evening, council. My name is Matthew James. I live at 1166 Windy Road. I am 100% in favor of the school district receiving the funding that they need. And I am entirely dubious about whether or not impact fees are the right mechanism to achieve that. I've heard the slogan, "Let growth pay for growth." And that sounds like a guiding principle until you begin to really query that statement for precision. It seems to me, as I've researched the history, the short history of impact fees, that the idea was welcomed with open arms across the board because it makes it sound like somebody else will pay the bill. But what is a wise person to do when he comes to realize there is no free lunch? I urge you to keep home ownership affordable and keep home ownership costs down. I work in the county as a home consultant at Clayton Homes in Rock Hill, and I hear daily the struggle that would-be home buyers are facing with the mounting costs of purchasing a home. About 50 years ago, it was Senator Dirksen that was credited with the statement regarding the federal budget. You know, $1 billion here, $1 billion there, pretty soon you're talking about pretty serious money. And that also works on the individual scale. $100 here, $100 there, pretty soon you're talking about serious money for the average home buyer here within our county. I know it is a tough decision for you guys to face. I appreciate what you do to make our county a better place to live, and I thank you for your service and your listening tonight.
Thank you, sir. Dr. David Keeley.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Dave Keeley at 1783 Sharonwood Lane in Rock Hill. You should have two items already in front of you. I'm here tonight thanking you for the interest so far that I've had conversations with a few of you about the nicotine addiction problem in our county, particularly underage youth under 21. We have a coalition, York Tobacco for York County Coalition, and we're strongly committed to continuing countywide education on the important issue of epidemic nicotine addiction in our underage youth. We have in Surfside Beach, Forest Acres, and West Columbia, action has been taken to look at the influx of tobacco retailers in those areas. And I can say that in York County, since January 1st of this year, we've had more than 40 new registrants with the South Carolina Department of Revenue who are selling tobacco products in our county. So the access for our young people is a concern. I talked about the ins and outs of tobacco and product nicotine addiction on Straight Talk on WRHI a week ago, so I recommend you go to that program at December 8th and have a listen. You can hear all about nicotine pouches and vaping. But what we want to do is ask if you would invite me and Tobacco Free York County Coalition to do a presentation during one of your work sessions to further delineate our proposal to have a new ordinance passed to restrict the influx of new tobacco retailers in certain locations.
Thank you, Dr. Keeley. Eric Burkhart. I'm sorry? No, there's no public hearing, so that if you're going to speak on that, you need to come forward and give your name and address. And
Eric Burkhart, 851 River Mill Road, Clover. Once again, I stand here as a resident of this county for 28 years. Daughter went to school here. My son went to school here. My grandkids go to school here now. I hope to have great grandkids going to school here someday. I'm 100% for the impact fee. I think we need to just get this done. You know, it's a waste of everybody's time here, all this back and forth. No good reason's been presented, in my view, and I've attended every meeting, read every piece of literature that's come out on it. Seen no good reason not to pass this. For the gentleman from HBA, I'm a resident of Clover. Don't ever apologize for me. You don't speak for me. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. When folks come up, please keep your comments to the council and not to other folks in the community. Scott Kokenauer.
Hey, everybody, this is Scott Kokenauer, 122 West Oak Street in the beautiful Whiteville Park neighborhood of downtown Fort Mill. Hey, just Fort Mill, we had a great parade. Got to see Debbie ride in it. And then we had Miracle on Main, which was a great kids event. We closed down Main Street and welcomed all the kids that evening. A great time. The Christmas tree lighting. 4,000 people. Probably knew about 10 of them. So from that, along that line. But cookie crumble walk on Saturday for the kids and everything. So anyway, another hat I wear is I'm SCS Floors, so I've been a flooring contractor since 1994. Fortunately, semi-retired a few years ago from that, but one of my biggest accounts was Shea Homes, so I'm very, very good friends with all the Shays. Unfortunately, Ed has passed from his ALS, but we would keep him in his prayers during the season, his family. So, but anyway, we had discussions how we fund schools in the Fort Mill School District when we did the impact fees. So we didn't agree on that, but we agreed on a lot of other things along that line. So they're a great family, good people. So I'm very, very involved with the construction trade. That's what I did for a living. Still hit a few jobs scattered around for friends and family and stuff like that. But anyway, and then one of their cousins is Charlie O'Melveny. That's O'Melveny Brother Homes here in Charlotte, and that's the same O'Melveny that David Tepper used as their attorney. So Charlie's family on his father's side is the O'Melveny Law Firm. So I got to meet that side of the family at numerous family parties and different things. So, but anyway, I am 100% in favor of impact fees that help growth pay for growth. And I believe that the impact fees you're discussing tonight will be that situation. Thank you, and have a great Christmas season.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to mispronounce this because I can't read it. Looks like Rochelle Hutchis.
Hello, my name is Rochelle Hutchison. I'm speaking on behalf of Ms. Barbara Strong for the property at 1014 Southland Drive. So she recently went into the tax office to pay the property taxes for the 1014 Southland Drive, and her discount for, the age, the 6% that she normally gets on there was removed. So she received another letter stating that she has to pay the full price. So the issue here is she lives with her spouse, but the house she lives in is in her spouse's name, and the second house she doesn't rent it, the 1014 Southland. She doesn't rent it out, so she owns the home. So she was trying to figure out why her discount was removed. That's the issue she's struggling with, because she has a deadline of January the 15th to pay the fees that she cannot pay for the the rental rate fees. So she wanted me to address it to you guys tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. We don't answer questions, but what I would ask that you do is get the contact information. He's making his way to you, our CFO, so that he can share contact information about how to appeal and how to address that.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Jeff Ledford.
I'm Jeff Ledford, 2095 Cutter Point Drive, Lake Wiley. So tonight, you're here to either pass an impact fee on new home development, allowing growth to pay for growth, or pass a tax increase on everyone within the Clover School District. You'll either support the Clover School District or you don't. You'll decide to recognize the overwhelming will of the people that live within the Clover School District, or you'll vote against their wishes. Because of some really bad state laws, you get to sit up here and make these decisions instead of the Clover School District Board and the voters within CSD making those decisions. Even though only 2 of you have constituents within Clover School District, all of you get to have a vote as to what happens within Clover School District in this situation. It seems that there's been numerous reasons given for some as to why they won't support CSD. It also seems the reasons change every 2 weeks. I wish we, the citizens within the Clover School District, could be told the truth about what the reasons really are, so we could either answer those or at least understand where you're coming from. Impact fees is not the only solution to the school funding. It is a tool within the toolbox, but it is the tool that we're discussing tonight. We ask for approval of the recommended amount of the impact fee for Clover School District. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kelly Clark.
Good evening. I'm Kelly Clark. I live at 3513 Aqua Point Drive in York, and I am here to speak in favor of the CSD impact fee. Many arguments have been made against this fee, but the schools are being built. I will say that I am aware that CSD is not building a new school, which is one of the arguments I've heard. This is not a new request. However, they are building 3 schools, unlike Fort Mill, who has been building a school at a time. They've had that luxury. Growth has hit us in quite a different manner than it did in Fort Mill, much more rapid pace, at least it feels like to me. So that is why, one of the reasons I support the impact fee. But also as a taxpayer, it's not a silver bullet, fully aware of that, know that taxes are going to continue to increase. However, impact fees will help slow that rate of increase. So for inflation, it seems to be a support. And as taxpayers, that is what we're hoping for, is just a little bit of for things to slow down. I do know that concerns are affordability, and that they are affordability and generation, and I appreciate these concerns. But these are the same concerns that were discussed with the initial impact fees in 1996, when those came about, and in 2018, and again with Clover in 2019. In fact, these are the 2 major concerns that the National Home Builders Association Impact Fee Handbook that was published in 2016 brings up as the way to fight impact fees, is to keep bringing this up. It's an issue, but affordability is an issue everywhere at this point. So the other part of this is that, yes, we say that others made these earlier decisions. However, some of you have been on this board since 2018, or on this council since 2018, and you have voted to approve those fees.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Michael Pruner.
Good evening, Council. Michael Pruner, 841 Hollis Lakes Road, President of York County Home Builders Association. The Home Builders Association is a professional organization that supports our members through networking, advocacy, education, resources, while also promoting quality, safe, affordable housing in our communities. And in York County, we've been chartered since December 2nd, 1967. In addition to that, we are made up primarily of local businesses. All but one of our members are local. One of our builders is a national member. We are unable to deny anyone membership to our organization. I was asked by members of council to clarify our position on legal challenges. So I wrote a letter to the council and to Dr. Quinn yesterday and had it delivered via email. The position of the York County Home Builders Association regarding legal action for the use of the urban service boundary, that despite community members posting on social media, the Home Builders Association of York County has no plans, never had any plans, never said publicly or privately that we would file legal action over the use of the USB boundary. We also stated that if any other party files an action, we have no plans to join that action at this time. The only time we raised legal questions over impact fees in this particular process was in regards to the use of impact fees for purchasing activity buses. And the ask at the November meeting was for the council and the school district to seek an expedited South Carolina Attorney General's opinion on the use of impact fees to buy school buses. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your deliberation. Thank you for everything in this process.
Thank you, sir. That concludes our public forum session. We do appreciate our community for getting out and speaking on matters that are important. We move now to our consent agenda, which I understand number 19 needs to come out and go to the item number 1 in new business. Do we have a motion on consent beyond that?
Motion for consent.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion is approved. We move now to our first public hearing item.
Yeah, who pulled 19 out?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Council to hold a public hearing and consider third reading of an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of an assignment and assumption agreement, the assignment by and between certain parties, including York County, South Carolina, and PDM Real Estate 2 LLC, a company previously identified for the time being as Project Forge. The company approving the transfer and assignment to the company of certain rights, interests, and obligations under an existing fee in lieu of tax incentive agreement. B, a second amendment to the fee agreement, and C, a first amendment to an additional existing fee in lieu of tax agreement by and between the county and PDM US LLC, an affiliate of the company, all in connection with the assignment and the establishment and/or expansion of certain facilities by the company and the county, and providing for other matters related thereto. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak against this request? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor?
Madam Chairwoman Cox and members of the council, my name is Carol Williams. I am CFO of PDM US. I want to take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude for your support of our expansion of our manufacturing operations in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Rock Hill has been the headquarters of our international operations. We started in here in 2013, and since that time, we've had exponential growth. It has been astounding. We have become landlocked at our current location. We have outgrown it, and we're excited about adding the secondary location in Rock Hill. When I first joined PDM in September of 2021, we only had about 35 employees. Now we are approaching around 95 employees with anticipation of hiring many more with this expansion project. We are proud to employ a skilled labor workforce where we not only train unskilled workers and then give them a future growth path, but we also are hiring highly skilled laborers here in York County. That includes design and electrical engineers, as well as skilled maintenance technicians. We appreciate your support of our growth and our manufacturing expansion. We are proud to say that our product is not just made in the U.S., but that we're proud to say that it is made in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Thank you for your time, and we appreciate your support.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor?
Motion to close public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. Do we have a new motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
You know, I would just like to say, welcome. We welcome this expansion and, again, the opportunity to bring new jobs into Rock Hill. Thank you. Excellent.
I'll just add, we definitely are excited to have this additional investment in our county, to see a small business grow from something small and to expand right here in our own county. This is the kind of investment and the jobs that are being created for our community, and opportunities is a huge opportunity for our county to take over a vacant building and to put it to good use and to offer jobs at a higher pay than what was offered before. You can't ask for anything more. It's an early Christmas present, and can't ask for better. Folks went and toured the facility, and to see really the American dream in action right here in our own community is a bright light. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Our second public hearing. Council to conduct a public hearing and consider a third reading of an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of a special source credit agreement by and between York County, South Carolina, and Tread Athletics LLC and Demon Development LLC, formerly known as Project Dinger, with respect to certain economic development property in the county, whereby such property will receive certain special source credits and other matters related thereto. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak against this matter? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor?
Good evening, and thank you for considering Project Dinger. I'm Philip Land, and I'm here with Coan McAlpine from the project, and we're excited about expansion plans of a new sports training facility in the county. Tell us a little bit about it.
Hey, Council. Coan McAlpine here. Excited to obviously get this to the third reading and get through this process with you all. We're excited to bring in new opportunity to York County. Been welcomed with open arms, and this has been a long time coming. I would say that ever since the articles, certainly without our contribution, have been posted, the buzz has been palpable. The inbox has been kind of relatively ringing off the hook, and we've had considerable inquiry and excitement. And since we started this process, have been all over the world. I've quite literally flown around the entire world to continue to kind of press our interest internationally, and have brought in people from all over the world here. Recently, we currently are playing host to individuals and clients from 20 different countries on site right now in Pineville. We're excited to finally make the jump south of the line and be a big part of York County moving forward. So excited, super appreciative, and excited to continue to build what is a blossoming relationship with you all and really emerge into something that I think is really a unique add to the community. So thank you for all your consideration to date, and we're hopeful to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in favor?
Hey, everybody, Scott Cokenauer, 122 West Oak Street, beautiful Whiteville Park neighborhood, downtown Fort Mill. Hey, once again, this is a great opportunity for York County, Fort Mill. This is our property taxes on small businesses are out of hand compared to North Carolina, so this helps all small businesses continue to grow in York County. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? Do we have a motion to close?
Motion to close?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. The public hearing is closed. Do we have a new motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I would just like to say welcome to Fort Mill, and the jobs and the opportunity is great, so thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
I also want to echo welcome to this business. Again, this is an opportunity for an existing building to have new life in it and to bring jobs to the community that fit in well with the community. I think that's exactly what York County is looking for. We appreciate the investment that you'll make in the community and welcome you here. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Item number 3. Council to hold a public hearing and provide third reading of an ordinance to amend the existing agreement governing the York-Chester Industrial Park in order to add parcels within the geographical boundaries of York County to the multi-county industrial park, to the multi-county park, to adjust and or remove any parcels as may be necessary to provide and or remove corresponding tax map numbers, company names, or property owners associated with the added and adjusted removed parcels, to provide for a public hearing and to provide for other matters relating thereto. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak against this matter? Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in favor?
Move to close. Second.
Motion and a second to close public hearing. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Do we have a new motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Was there anyone opposed? Let me make sure to clarify that. Anyone opposed to that? Motion carries unanimously. Move now to old business. Council to consider third reading of an ordinance reviewing and updating the public education facilities impact fee imposed on all new residential development in the Clover School District Number 2 pursuant to York County Ordinance Number 3020 to revise the established impact fee on new residential development for a single-family detached dwelling unit to $15,035, to revise the established impact fee for a multi-county dwelling unit to $7,430, and to revise the established impact fee for a manufactured home unit to $9,842, to authorize a revised intergovernmental agreement between York County and the Clover School District Number 2, defining the respective rights, responsibilities, and obligations of the parties regarding the impact fee, to provide for a public hearing, and to provide for other matters relating thereto.
A motion to go to executive session.
Second. The motion is to go into executive session for legal advice. That's the second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We'll move into executive session. We are out of executive session. No action was taken. We have read out the item of business, the item of old business. Do we have any motions?
Motion to approve, amend the boundary to the full district.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. The motion currently on the table is to approve the full amount for the entire district.
Want to speak first?
Y'all, this is a tough decision. This has been rough. It's hard up here. We've been dealing with this for 2.5 months. Is there more we could do? I think there is, but at some point, I just don't think we're going to be able to accomplish what we really need to do. And so I support going for the full amount and just for the full area.
Tommy, second.
He doesn't have to go
Oh.
if he doesn't want to.
We'll go on the line.
Sure. Did you want to say?
Again, just to reiterate, the motion is to approve the full amount for the entire district. There is no, I just need that to be clear. All right?
So, did you want to say something?
Go ahead, Mr. Huckabee. I've recognized you.
Okay. So the same criteria that was used in 2020 is the same criteria used in 2025. It's the same criteria used for Fort Mill. So I think it only makes sense to be consistent using the same criteria. There's no need in changing the criteria. And I'm just going to be brief because we've said all this, but the choice is to pass the $15,035, or we're not necessarily voting for a tax increase to the citizens of Clover and Lake Wiley, but that's the result of us not supporting the impact fee. So I guess we have a choice. Then Clover's got 3 other methods to generate money, and that's from the taxpayers of Lake Wiley and Clover, if they don't get the impact fee. I support your motion of $15,000 for the full impact fee using the district zone.
I said all along that I wouldn't support 15,000. I said 7,000 by adding some to the current impact fee, which is 4,000. I was with Tommy. I can't see people that's way on the other side of the district paying $15,000 to attend and not have the opportunity to attend schools, but pumping in $15,000 per home to schools that they never go for. And that's what Andy's motion is doing, is causing people on the far side of the district who builds homes to pay $15,000 to build schools that they will never get the opportunity to attend. I don't think that's right. Honestly, I was surprised Tommy seconded the motion to put those people in that predicament. We've had extensive conversations about being fair to people who will never have the opportunity, being fair to people who obviously can't afford to pay an additional $15,000. I don't want to keep going on making motions to change it. Right now, what it's going to be, if we turn this down, and when we turn it down, impact fee stays at $4,000 and not $7,000. So I guess if we got any gamblers up here, they rolling the dice. 15 or 4, that's what it's going to be. And I'm not supporting 15. And there's been too many questions come up about what's going to be included, what's not going to be included. You know, we've been lied to about things that this money can pay for. 1 minute the stadium's in, next minute the stadium's out. We have video pull to show the stadium's not in. We got arguments, people stood before us to say the stadium is in. We got arguments about should the buses be included? Should the buses not be included? It's so much going on. We've literally been talking about impact fees so long. It's been taxing, it's been draining. Some people get a kick out of making fun of council on social media. Some people feel like they're empowered by belittling people with social media posts, spreading falsehoods. We tried to communicate with the Clover School District. In some cases, information was voluntarily handed over. In other cases, it's been like pulling teeth from getting it. I had a clip pulled. I don't even want to show it, but I'm going to tell you what the clip says, that the stadium was not to be included as part of the impact fees that were covered. The stadium's supposed to be paid for out of the bond referendum, but then the bond failed, and then the stadium come off, then the bond passed. So we're all over the place. There was a motion earlier that was going to be, let's defer it to January the 19th. I don't want to go through this anymore. I don't want to give nobody else the opportunity to poke fun at 7 members of this council, thinking that they're becoming the big shots of their community, think they're helping the situation when they're hurting the situation. And they know who they are. But I cannot see passing a $15,000 impact fee to a community that can't afford to tax another $15,000 per home. And Clover is not Fort Mill. Clover is not Fort Mill. I'm sorry to say it. Lake Wiley may be closer to being like Fort Mill, but the township of Clover and the farther side of Clover is not Fort Mill. They don't have the facilities that Fort Mill has. The income is not there in Clover that Fort Mill has. So let's don't say we're just like Fort Mill. It's not. The reality of it is, and I pointed it out 2 weeks ago, the free lunch program for the schools in Clover is not what it is in Fort Mill. That says right there, the median income in Clover is not what it is in Fort Mill. Let's don't kid ourselves. And we all want good schools for our kids. We all want safe communities for our kids. But let's not make the unfair comparisons just to stretch the truth. The furthest I can go is $7,000, maybe $8,000, to increase it 100%. But we cannot increase it 300% to get to an impact fee. I don't think that's fair to families who can't afford and never be able to afford an affordable home. I mean, we beat a dead horse for months and months, and I applaud this council and definitely Andy for not even wanting to kick it down the road, because to me it begins to be a stall tactic. But we've bent over backwards, we've bent through hoops, and still trying to bend through hoops. So tonight is the last night we're going to be talking about impact fees for the Clover School District. It's either going to be $15,000 for the whole district if this motion stays like it is, or it's going to be $4,000. So I've said enough, and I commend this council for keeping its integrity, of not going after people who try to belittle them, present us with false information. It takes guts to sit back and let people punch you, kick you, and still come here night after night and hold your integrity. But we're accountable for what we say and do. But people who are on social media with their thumbs, they're not accountable. But they will be held accountable when the correct time comes. After this vote is taken, there's gonna be some action taken to hold those accountable who didn't represent Clover well, who didn't represent the school district well, who muddied the waters, who made this extremely difficult. I've been here 15 years. It has never gotten this nasty, ugly, downright egregious. And it's only a few, just like crime in our community. It's only a few people committing the crimes, making the community seem bad, making them seem unsafe. And there's only a few people that come in this chamber who disrespect us week in and week out. And I'm sorry we got those in our community, just like I'm sorry that we got those who committing crimes. Those who do it on social media are no different than the ones robbing, stealing, and cheating the system. I'm done.
So I'd like to go forward with a motion to amend this motion to defer this to January 19th for legal update on USB and related matters.
Second. Tom, you gonna second all the motions?
So the amendment,
No, I got.
the amendment has been made. We are now debating the question of deferral to January 19th as has been seconded. You made the motion. Is there any other, do you have any other discussion?
Well, again, there is additional information required here to make a decision. So this is very important that this is deferred to get the right information. Thank you.
I have another comment.
You want to
Back
go?
me. I'd like to make another amendment. I'd like to make an amendment that we increase the impact fee to $8,000 district-wide and end it tonight.
Point of order on the motion to amend, Madam Chair, and it's
The motion to deferral takes precedence.
Yes, and the correct date is January 20th. The 19th is a holiday? It's a holiday.
January 20th. So the motion,
Okay, motion to update, motion to defer to January 20th for legal update on USB and related matters.
So
the
since
seconder is,
Second.
so the motion for deferral takes precedence, so we do have to, we have to vote on this deferral question.
Yeah, and
So
I misheard the first motion.
So I will say, those who are wanting to end it tonight, let's vote to not defer it and put it to rest tonight. I will make my motion again after we deny the motion to defer. I'll come back and make the motion for $8,000, which is a 100% increase to the impact fee to end it tonight. And we can call for the
Currently, we're
question.
debating, currently, we're debating the motion to defer. Any other
Yeah.
discussion on the deferral?
Call for the question.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
No.
4-3.
Deferral fails. We're back to the main motion, which is to approve the full 15,000.
Now I'd like to interject my motion, which is to increase the impact fees to $8,000 district-wide. And the multifamily and mobile homes will be adjusted accordingly.
Would that be in a form of an amendment to amend the main motion?
That's in the form of an amendment.
Motion amendment fails for lack of a second.
Oh, second. Did you make your motion?
Yes, for 8,000.
Okay. I didn't know if we were still debating. I second Bump's motion.
All right, so the motion to increase the impact fee to 8,000 has currently been seconded, and we are debating that fee amount. Any other discussion?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, I feel like just talking out loud. It's 4, it's 8. Oh, gosh. Lord, I don't even know what to say. I feel the criteria speaks for itself in the 2020, 2025, and Fort Mill too. But, I don't know. I'm gonna hush. Any other comments? Andy?
Any discussion?
7% increase.
You know, this is very complicated. I'm just going to say, this is a hard decision. It's a hard decision for me. You know, I support Clover School District wholeheartedly. I supported Fort Mill School District wholeheartedly for everything that they need and they're entitled to based on the law and the studies that they've done. To be put in this situation where I'm having to make where I feel like I'm having to make a decision on yes or no on this lower amount that I don't agree with, but then I have to think about, is it better than sticking with the 4? You know, how hard do I stick to my principles? This is, for me, I don't know about the rest of them. This is a very difficult situation for me. And I don't like being in this situation. I wish we could have worked it out easier. I really wish that we had listened to the whole community, which was about 90% supportive of it the whole entire time, and just gone for the full 21,000 over the district. But we didn't get there. For whatever reasons, we didn't get there. We didn't even get to the 15 that the school compromised on. You know, they had already dropped it down to that, which should have been approved in 2020, but wasn't. You know, all this does is it just passes the burden away from people building that have the luxury to build, and we're going to tax the people that are already living there, the existing residents, the small businesses. We just talked about earlier that we were going to support small businesses. We like to see them grow, but what this is going to do is, you know, just raise their taxes that much more, make it harder for them to survive, and we're just going to continue handing out, picking winners and losers in this county as we give the big corporations tax breaks, and we don't go through and analyze their stuff to this level. I struggle. I want the small businesses. I want the seniors, the elderly, you know, all of those people that are going to get hit with higher taxes that have no choice but to get hit with higher taxes. You have a choice to build a house. You can buy an existing house. You can buy outside the district that doesn't have an impact fee. But if you're living here, you're stuck with that tax, and you're going to get it. You know, would the impact fee going to, you know, make sure there was no tax increase? No. And anybody that thought it would was delusional. But if you thought that you could at least limit the amount of the increase, you know, that was what we were looking for. And, you know, if it happened to, as people have mentioned, that if the market's slowing down and houses aren't built, I mean, people in the Clover School, up in the Clover School District, they would be happy with that. You know, slow the building down. And they would give up their impact fee to not have as much growth. But that's enough. You know, I chose this job. I chose to sit up here. I begged and pleaded to get here to make this decision. So, you know, we're going to make the decision and do the best we can. But I appreciate all of council up here. I know nobody's going to be happy with it, but we're going to do the best we can.
So first of all, coming into tonight, 2 weeks ago, we had a vote. It was 7-0. Okay, we unanimously supported the urban boundary area for the full 15,000. We walked out of here. We felt we had a good agreement, a good settlement. People were happy, extremely happy, only to find out that it was rejected, okay, from the school district. And this was, I thought, very unfortunate because there was a lot of opportunity here. And I thought it was a very good partnership that we came out with. And I thought everybody was very happy and very excited about this. But again, this is what happened. So again, that was the reason for the deferral in order for us to have further discussions around that. So I'm going to make my vote tonight. We've done a lot of due diligence on this effort. And again, I felt like we had a very good agreement coming out of last meeting. So again, do want to share that with you. And I'll be supporting the 8,000 tonight. Go ahead. Talk.
Yeah, I compromised a lot on this, and I was hoping that the urban boundary line was going to work, and I still say that it would have worked, contrary to what any would have said, and that was what we were discussing and hoping for. And even though we had some questions, and that's why we was asking for the deferral, and about everything that could be said on this has done been said, so I guess the best, and I guess I'll go ahead and support the 8,000, even though I'm against the impact fees. But I just want you to give some thought to the reason that it's kind of hard to swallow this is the number of people that, even at the 8,000, that will be paying the 8,000 that won't never even go to these two particular schools that are even being built, and how anybody thinks that's fair, I'll never know, just like I don't think anybody realizes how it ain't fair that somebody can move here and buy a pre-existing house and have 4 kids and put them in the school and not have to pay an impact fee whatsoever. And through this whole process, I hope that there's a few in the community up there that I hope that these kids that all of us cherish sure haven't been paying too much attention to the behavior of a lot of folks in the so-called community up there. You know, this was our decision, be it a decision that we would rather not even have. And I also want to say something about, you know, I'm real big on the trades because I am a tradesman. And y'all even got a trade school up there where you teach trades. But then you turn around and you want to talk and villainize people that work in these trades. And that's the stupidest thing that I've ever seen. So, you know, you need to practice what you preach. And you need to mind the way that you treat and you act toward others, because, you know, we're supposed to be a community, even though we're York, Clover, Fort Mill, Rock Hill, we still all make up York County. Now, at the end of the day, you can think whatever you want to about any of us. And, you know, it's a lot easier to sit out there and think whatever you want to of us. But believe me, it's a lot different, because I even got up here on council and thought of all the wonderful things and how I would do once I was on council, and you'll find out. So, you know, I urge you to try it if you think that you can do any better. But that's about all I got to say about it.
I think everybody's spoken that wanted to speak. One of my favorite quotes, anybody who's watched me, one of my favorite quotes is, I don't even know if this is accurate, but I always quote it, so it might not be. Einstein, he says, you know, I'm not any smarter than anybody else. I'm just willing to stick with the problem longer. And that has always stuck with me, because I think we're making a mistake. I can't support this because I think we should have rolled our sleeves up and worked a little bit harder to get to a better result. I think when council was unanimous the last time we were up here, since that time we hadn't had a chance to get input from legal. We haven't had a chance to follow up with school district officials to clarify what was meant by some of the letters that have been exchanged. There's been another letter that was received today. I'm one of those that likes to roll up my sleeve, and I'm willing to take as long as it takes to get to the best result. And one that actually is a locking of arms of what I think we should have ended up with, which is a locking of arms between the school district and the county to get to a better result than what is being proposed tonight through the amendment. I think this, there's been a lot of rhetoric around this position. I do think this is a little bit, this is just a different, more complex situation because you have a situation where an impact fee was passed, and then after COVID, there is a referendum that is passed that is designed to help pay for those projects that the impact fee was designed to deal with, and then afterwards you want to change the impact fee for those projects. And this impact fee is different because this impact fee can only go to Liberty Hill Elementary, the construction of Liberty Hill Elementary, and the construction of Lake Wiley High School. It can't go anywhere else. It can only go to that, the overage that we're talking about. And I think that there are a lot of other questions that need to be addressed in this that haven't been addressed. I think we're going to end up regretting rushing this decision, and I think that we're missing an opportunity to come to have some more dialogue that would have yielded a better result. So I just can't support this amendment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Why don't you raise your hand so that we know the ayes and the no. All right. Do we need to go back to the main motion? The motion is to approve. I mean, essentially what the request is to approve the full, that 8,000.
Approve the main motion as
Approve
amended.
the main motion being, it's the same vote essentially,
It's the
isn't it?
same vote, but yes.
Any other discussion on the main motion?
Well, hang on one second. So we agreed on 8,000, but there is the differentials in the type of structures.
It was amending a table that was, a motion that was before council. So the amendment is passed. Now you need to pass on the main motion for
Okay.
the fee as amended. So it's essentially the same vote as the chair said.
Right, but but as we look at this motion, we've got two other classifications, right?
Yes, they were addressed in Mr. Roddy's motion to be prorated.
Prorated, okay, I missed that. Okay, very good. Thank you.
So it's essentially the same motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, we move now to item number 19 that was pulled out of consent. That was pulled out by me. And really, it had more to do with, I had some questions that I don't have the opportunity to get answered. I've been out of pocket all day today. I'll read it. Council to authorize contract negotiations regarding RFP 3016 for construction manager at risk CMAR services for the Moss Justice Booking Renovation Project. I had requested that council consider a motion to defer this until the next meeting in January.
We're happy to answer any of your questions right now. We're prepared to do that.
But we need to get a motion on the table.
Yeah, motion to defer to January 5th meeting.
January 5th?
January 5th, the first meeting,
Okay.
First
the very
meeting,
next
yeah.
meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I think the motion on the table is to defer. Motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so I actually spoke to I spoke to staff and asked them my questions because I was going to pull it out of consent as well. But after talking to staff and getting the answers to my questions and talking to someone who bid on the project, I was comfortable with the outcome of having it in consent and not. I did suggest that maybe this individual meet with the appropriate staff member with the county to talk through his or her concerns on how this could have a different outcome in the future. But I saw no reason to hold this up from first reading tonight.
Any other discussion?
I mean, I would like to see it go ahead and be answered tonight. If there's a question, I'm sure. So I'd rather not.
So
I don't see a point in deferring it.
Are we have to go through two more readings, or does the RFP?
No, this is
This
just
is
one
one
reading.
reading.
One time
We're just
reading.
wondering what the
It's a
question
one-time
is.
reading.
Staff is just wondering what the question is.
I think the questions that I need to ask would probably be more appropriately asked, and I would like to get the benefit of the information that was requested from other folks. So if there's not a time sensitivity to it, I'd prefer to ask those questions and just be given a couple of weeks to get that answered. If y'all disagree, that's fine, but I'm just asking for 2 weeks to get my questions answered. It has to do with our local preference and also to ask some questions about how the process worked, just get some more details. That's my request. Motion on the table is to defer it to January 5th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
Motion carries. All right. Committee and other reports. Health and Environmental Protection Committee meeting. Chairman Andy Litton.
Yes, thank you. I, along with Councilman Huckabee and Councilwoman Cloninger, met with to discuss the long-range parks master plan and work on a preliminary scope of work for it so that we can see what we're going to need in the future. We discussed what was going on and asked staff to develop a draft scope and the estimated cost to see what it would take to do essentially a phase 2 of the master plan for the parks for the entire county. We also got a report on on forming a parks foundation. We were given information on what they were, some National Association for the Parks, found out that there was a foundation kind of skeleton put together that was for Catawba Bend that never made it any further than just being put together. And so we took that information and then we're going to get staff to bring back some draft bylaws and research the structure of the Foundation of the Carolinas and some different things to see how we can make this thing, get it jump-started, and maybe this would lead into additional foundations also. And this particular item will take several months before it comes back to committee. And that was it.
Thank you, sir. We do not have any citizen concerns. Do we have any council member new non-agenda comments before we go into executive session?
Yes, I have a couple. First, I would like to say make sure everybody watches the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day to see our very own Clover marching band be out there playing. So that's going to be pretty awesome. They're excited about that we sent them off, I think it was last week. And I'd also like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope you are all safe and healthy through the holidays.
Yeah, so I just want to follow that up. 2 things. Tonight, we did get presented with the conversation around tobacco in York County and the shops that are being located throughout the county. I think there's some really good information that we were handed tonight that I've been reading through, so I think it's worth exploring. So I'd like to go ahead and refer this to staff to put on to one of the committees so we can go ahead and get a review done on this for further updates. So that'd be my recommendation. And the second thing is I do want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, very Happy New Year, safe travels, and again, enjoy this Christmas season. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to recognize that Ricky Wilson is retiring after 32 years in the fire service, York County.
Excellent.
Nice.
Dave.
Real fast. Okay, I just wanted to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. And honestly, I pray that we can remember the reason for the season,
That's right.
which is the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ, and that you hold your families near and dear. We've been through, I do consider this, you may not believe it, y'all, but I do sort of you know, that end of the family that, you know, you put at the end of the table and you just kind of cringe when they walk in. I do think of you as my family. But anyway, so your family.
Are we at the end of the table?
Would we be at the end of the table?
We are at the end of the table.
Glad I'm in the middle.
Please pass the
Glad I'm in
grit.
the middle. I'm in the middle.
You do.
Yes, I'm
But
in the middle.
anyway, so my family has gone through some trials and tribulations, particularly last Christmas, and we are looking forward to a really, really fantastic Christmas this year. So again, hold your families near and dear, because that is all you've got in this world.
Deb, what did you want us to bring over for Christmas? I don't know if we talked about it.
Well, I went to 2 McDonald's yesterday to try to get the Grinch meal, and they're out. So if anybody can bring me a Grinch meal, you're welcome to the head of the table. How about that?
You ain't asking for much, are you?
I got a comment. real
Anyone
quick.
else?
Yeah, I just want to say to my council and staff and the public, we work extremely hard to try to do the right thing, make things better. We don't always get it right. We don't have too many do-overs either, but we work extremely hard. We take pride in what we're doing. And one of my colleagues get their agenda printed out sometimes, and this is one of the latest ones. 840 pages. No, we don't read all those. I'll say I don't read them all. I get mine on the digital. But our staff does a heck of a job summarizing our decisions, helping us, guiding us. But this is what we have to contend with week in and week out. It's a lot of pages, a lot of work goes into it. And when we sit up here and say we have information that the public generally don't have when they're making their emotional decisions, staff equips us with a lot of good information to guide us. They don't tell us how to vote, but they give us a lot of good information to make our decision. So my thanks and my Merry Christmas goes out to our staff who works extremely hard with us to help us and guide us to some good decisions. Like I said, we don't always get it right, but we put a lot of heart into it, a lot of thought into it, a lot of time goes into not just coming up here sitting on Monday night saying yes or no. So for the people who think this is an easy job, I challenge you to come pick up my agenda one Thursday or Friday and go with me and thumb through a couple pages. But we do get the Cliff Notes. I will say we get the Cliff Notes of the big book every week, every 2 weeks. But we try. And for those who think that we don't, you're getting it wrong. But Merry Christmas to everyone on this council and our staff. As tough as this job is, I still enjoy doing it because we're helping shape York County. We're not the reason people are moving here, I can tell you that. It's everything that goes on around us, and I think we do a good job of being the face and the voice of York County, but it's the people that makes York County a wonderful place to live. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hey, Peggy, did y'all have that much paper back years ago?
Any other
said y'all
non-agenda
had that back years ago.
You're out of order, Mr. Atkins. He's out of order. Do you have, anybody else have any comments, non-agenda comments? I do want to say, how about the Northwestern and South Point and we have two state champions. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope that this council will recognize them. I know that they're celebrating. But I also did want to say, this time of the year is a time for family and for joy and for recognizing our Savior. It also can be a very lonely time for a lot of people in our community who don't have family support, who don't have the support system there. And so I would just encourage all of us to get outside our comfort zone, to check on our neighbors, to do what the Lord would ask us to do, and that is to treat each other the way we want to be treated. And so let's remember that. And I'm gonna put my mouth there too. I'm gonna go check on my neighbors and make sure that folks are doing okay, because this can be a time where you recognize those losses. And so with that said, Do we have a motion for executive session?
Yes, we do. Receipt of legal advice, legal matters in litigation update, and then personal matter, contractual matter, county attorney review, and then contractual matter, interstate exchanges.
Do we have a
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We will go into executive session. We are out of executive session. No action was taken. Do we have any motions?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.